Well, hello, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of Generational Sports. Hope everybody is doing well, as per usual. Me and Josh were just chatting a little bit before we got on here. Hey, I'm telling you, Josh, this timing thing. Listen, we're 2 minutes late, but I said that we would be, we'd be right there from now on, and we've been right there.
We sure have. We sure have.
I mean, honestly, I was here, 6:55. You came in at 6:59. I'm just saying.
Just getting ready. I was in.
I mean, I guess you could say that. But hey, listen, you can't begin the show as it is anyway without finding out how my guy's doing. I gotta clean the glasses too, Josh. A little dirty here.
Rough. I can't remember the last time I went outside without sunglasses now. Ever since my eye thing, ever since my eye thing, I'm scared of the sun kind of hitting my eyeballs.
And did you ever get that actually looked at, or it just went away?
It just went away. Hasn't come back since. No signs of it.
And you self-diagnose yourself with what was it again?
Viral conjunctivitis.
Interesting. Never heard of it. Hope I never have to. But
yeah, you don't.
As long as it went away, right?
It went away. We're good. If it comes back, though, I will immediately go to the ER. There will be no hesitation this time. I will pay the money whenever they want. But remember last week when I told you about the kid playing chicken?
I do remember this.
I just hate kids now. I just hate them.
I've kind of been there with you.
They're on their bikes, riding super close to me, thinking they own the road with their friends and everything. And I'm like, I'm gonna punch you in the face one time. Like, it's gonna happen. You're just gonna get too close.
So this is why I'm very happy I never leave my home.
It's annoying. It's very annoying. I live in my car basically all day, delivering. So, I wouldn't say I'm a great driver. I'm a very cautious driver. Ever since my car accident, I've been very cautious. Don't take any risks. So I'm very
cautious. It's always good to see you back, brother.
Okay. But yeah, I'm tired of these kids. They're just no respect, and I feel like that makes me old, and I don't like that at all.
I don't know if it makes you old because I mean, kids are. I don't know. Josh, you know what I've been doing? I don't know if I went into this last week. I might have. Full House.
You did bring that up.
I did go in. Oh yeah, I'm deep into it.
Really? Still have never seen it.
Believe him on the 5th season.
How many seasons are there?
There are 8.
8 seasons?
Jesse and Becky are married now. Just found out they're having twins.
That show have a laugh track?
Of course it does. It's an 80s and 90s TV show.
Yeah, so I'll probably never watch it. There's only one show I've ever put up with a laugh track, and that was How I Met Your Mother, and because that show's good.
What do you mean? Every show ever had a laugh track that we.
I don't watch them anymore. If they have a laugh track, I can't do it anymore. I can't do it. I hate it.
So, like, as a what? So you didn't watch Drake and Josh or iCarly?
No, as a kid, I loved it. Like when I was little, I watched all the shows with laugh tracks. But now, when I go back, or if I'm just watching TV.
So you just don't watch sitcoms anymore because every sitcom to this day still has laugh tracks.
Yeah, I can't remember not sitcoms. Like I watch comedy shows like Community. That's my show. Like that's.
See, I've never seen it. Not an episode.
Great show on it's on Netflix all seasons, but great show. Like I watch comedy shows, but if it's got a laugh track, I can't do it anymore. It annoys me so much.
Interesting development.
Because it's not even funny stuff they're laughing at, and I hate when they don't do the full laughs too. It's just a couple people. Get out of here, leave.
I'm not gonna lie, Full House has made me laugh out loud a few times. That's what I'm very surprised about.
I'm sure it's hilarious, but
it's old, sappy television show.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, they've snuck some adult things in there too. Like obviously, I really do wish I would like go back and watch all the old kid shows that I watched and see what they snuck in. Like the The Office. Yeah, Josh, you like The Office?
Love The Office. Haven't watched it in a long time, but yeah. We'll watch it through.
Secret eye. I'm a big anti-Office guy. 15 minutes.
You said you watched the first episode and didn't find it
15 minutes into the first episode, I've never returned to it. Hated it.
Because the first season is but
I say this consistently. I shouldn't have to watch a whole season before a show gets good.
there's so many shows where the beginning is terrible. Breaking Bad starts off like the worst show of all time.
See, I don't think that's true though.
It's just some old teacher with
I thought the
cancer.
first
Like,
season
that
of
is
Breaking
all
Bad
it
was
is.
kind of lit.
No,
Bro, first season of Breaking Bad, the first episode opens up with them, in the cooking.
Yeah, and they get you in, and then they're like, now we're gonna show you all the boring stuff you hate.
I don't know. Obviously when Walt has to kill the dude with
That's not until like the 4th episode. And that's like the first thing that happens. And they're long episodes. Where's your stance on long movies? Everyone's mad at the Killer of the Flower Moon for being very long. That? The new Scorsese movie with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Never even heard of it.
Heard it's very good. I'm probably going to check it out soon.
3.5
hours long.
You're getting into Avatar territory.
It's not an action-packed film, I don't think.
Listen, I don't have much patience as it is, unless I get really into something. Like, don't get me wrong, I stay up until the wee hours of the night watching Full House because I'm into it, and like once I get into something, I'm in. Like I hyper focus on it to the point that I can't do anything else. So like right now, Full House to me, greatest thing ever. When I watched The Sopranos, greatest thing ever. Looked up every YouTube video, watched every interview to ever be done with it. When I first got into Marvel, same exact thing. Watched every single thing. So like, if I'm into it, I guess it's fine. But I don't know. I haven't even heard of this movie.
Yeah, it looks really. How have you not heard of it at all? It looks really, really good. The trailer for it's fire.
What is it supposed to be about?
I couldn't even tell you really. It's about like
white. Have there been commercials on TV?
So many. It's about like, I don't know, people invading like an Indian reservation kind of, or something along those lines. It's got historical context. Killers of the Flower Moon. It's got, Robert De Niro, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, sorry, I lied. I have seen it. I have seen the commercials for it. I lied.
Yeah. So that's a movie a lot of people right now are kind of like, it's too long, not worth the time. And if the movie's good, I'll watch it. I didn't finish Oppenheimer. I tried watching Oppenheimer.
Really? I loved Oppenheimer. I thought it was fire.
I think I didn't finish it because I was watching it at home, and it was kind of like.
So I went out to the theater with some of my boys and watched it.
I enjoyed it.
Bro, especially the ending of it.
Yeah, see the build up, it'll get there, but I just didn't catch my attention right away, so I didn't want to not give it the full watch.
Like the ending of it. Have you gotten to the? How far did you get into it? Like you saw when he talks to Einstein.
Yeah, that's around where I stopped. Where Florence.
So like how you don't know what they say.
Yeah.
The ending is like what they say, and it's just like the last. After, listen, what happens anyway. It's a historical thing, but like, so the bomb goes off or whatever, and then there's like. How like they do the flashes in between of like the trial and everything that he was going through. It shows like sort of the trial, and then like the ending is that conversation, and like the last part of that movie. So fire! Some of the hardest quotes you will ever hear in your life.
I'll definitely finish it one day, but just didn't the first time through.
Like I watched Avatar, and I was kind of like,
yeah. Like I can do long movies.
Here's my thing, but here's also my thing too. Like, I don't mind long movies. Obviously, like Infinity War and Endgame were long as hell, but they were fire, so I don't mind it. I like the Avatar movies. Don't get it twisted, but I don't. I like I said, I like them. I don't know how people think they're like the greatest thing that ever existed on the planet.
Yeah.
But I've still seen both of them, and I got through the second one. I don't know how many more I can take, but and apparently there's supposed to be like 5 of them coming out. But hey, listen, we've done enough movie reviews so far. We should probably get into the whole, sports part of the generational sports. I can't make it through Zack Snyder's Justice League. I think I watched 45 minutes of it and then never went back to because I saw I still had like 3 hours and 40 minutes left, and I was like, there's just no way I'm doing this.
I really enjoyed Zack Snyder's Justice League. It was really, really good.
That is too long. That movie's like what, 5
Well,
hours.
it's separated into 4 parts. Like you can watch the first part, stop, and then come back to it. Like it's separated.
See, but I can't look at it
Be
that way.
viewed differently.
You know what I mean?
But
Though
my problem with last thing on the movies and stuff. My problem with people against long movies. It's fucking fly out of here. But my problem
on my
against
screen, it kind of creeped me out for a second.
there's 2 of them just staying in here. But my problem with people against long movies, like, have you never binge watched shows with long episodes? Like that's 3 episodes of Breaking Bad. Like,
I think the only difference with that is like it's a TV show, so it's a different plot each episode. Like the main storyline's still going to be there, right? But like each episode's a different problem. Like that's why I can sit down. Like I finished How I Met Your Mother in like a week.
really? I think I did too. I think it was a little over.
Let me tell you something. I know Lifetime. Well, you saw it. I finished Game of Thrones in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Throw back to my thread. What a thread. What a time.
I can't wait for that next season, man.
Yeah. Did you see that he's supposed to be finishing that book of like what the actual ending is supposed to be?
He's been finishing that book for over a decade.
Well, he better hurry up and do it before he,
He's never going to finish it.
He's not the spryest young chicken out there. Anyway.
Yeah, he's crazy, man. He's great.
UFC 294. We'll go into a little bit of a recap there.
It was a stinker.
Yeah, definitely not. I wish that it was this card always. You know what I mean? Because I think if everybody had the full training camp, it would have been a lot better. For the prelims, honestly, I woke up at 10 and then I fell back asleep several times because I had stayed up late the night before. So I only caught like the last 3 and nothing, was crazy for me there, I will say. And then the main card, obviously, you're excited for the Johnny Walker fight. He gets kneed while he was still in a downed position, which I'm also kind of confused in a slight way because, like, it sucks that the fight ended that way, but how is that not a win by disqualification technically? Like, you want to talk in the technical terms. Like, I don't know why it's a no contest. Like, considering everything was screwed up, but, like, Aljamain won the title that way.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. Like, it's crazy.
Like, Aljo won the title with the exact same thing, but that one was a no contest. So, just in that... Wait, the NBA season starts tomorrow?
Yes, sir. Thunder kicked the season off at Chicago.
Is it on TV?
I'll find it.
I mean, no, don't get me wrong. You'll find it.
We do have a lot of nationally televised games this season, though.
Wow, look at us getting back in the limelight.
I know.
I just saw a commercial for it. That's I feel like the NBA has very bad marketing.
Yeah, I mean, you see these city jerseys they're doing. I mean, Nike.
I haven't seen any of them. They're
Nike
terrible.
might design the worst jerseys out.
Yeah, but isn't Nike the one that does the Oregon jerseys?
Yeah, but they just can't do basketball.
Interesting. I was gonna say those Oregon jerseys always fire.
The Nuggets City Edition is just the altitude numbers across the belly.
I'm gonna look it up.
Like all of them are pretty bad. Atlanta's is just ATL and like whatever the Cosmic Sands like font is. A lot of real bad ones out there, and they do new ones every year, and I don't like that.
2022, 2023, no,
23, 24.
We need 23, 24 here.
Thunders aren't. No, the Thunders are pretty bad, but compared to the rest, they're not the worst.
All right, I'm taking a look here. Yeah, Atlanta's is ugly.
Yeah, they're not.
Boston's. Oh, I like the Nets. I kind of like the Nets.
I didn't like any of them, honestly.
Really?
No.
I like Charlotte too.
I feel like the reason I don't like any of them is because
I kind of like Cleveland's too, with the little thing around the neck.
Cleveland's is the worst.
What do you think?
You should have seen. You got to watch it after the show. You got to watch the video of like when they revealed it. Everyone there's reaction. Like you could hear a dude when they reveal it. He's like, "What the hell is that?"
I don't know. I kind of like the design on the neck and the arms.
Nah, it's trash. It's trash.
Mavs is mid 99. Yeah. That's Nuggets one is bad.
It's just the out. Like what? Like
that is bad. Detroit's not bad. It's just plain.
I feel like we've dove too far into the basic edition of jerseys, like too plain.
You know what? It's funny. Ooh, I don't mind Indies with the little spray paint vibe.
Indies wasn't terrible.
Clippers is boring as all hell. Los Angeles is Typical.
Do you guys know which fight drew more money between UFC 294 and the Logan Paul fight? I'd assume 294.
I mean, Logan Paul did well. I know that. I
And
mean, according to the numbers like that somebody put out on Twitter that I saw, you never know if it's true anymore. But I thought it did didn't it have 1.5 million buys or something like that?
I wouldn't be shocked. It was very well advertised due to
Which
Dylan Danis.
can I be honest with you? I am still shocked that any pay per view, no matter what it is, gets over 1 million buys.
I was too, but then when I started to think about it, think of all the bars across the country,
Yeah, but
the world that buy them, and all the parties thrown that people buy, and all the rich people who are like, I got the money, so I can buy it. Like,
yeah, instead of just illegally streaming, like 90% of people do.
exactly.
But that's the thing. It's I don't know. I come from that mindset because I feel like I go on Twitter and I never see anybody on there being like, "Oh yeah, I bought the fight." Everybody under there is like, "Imagine paying for this. Imagine paying for this." I'm like, "Damn!" So did anybody buy it? And then all of a sudden it comes out 1.5 million. I don't know how UFC did.
I doubt it did as good as normal pay-per-views because it was middle of the day. So I doubt it was up to par with the normal good numbers they get. But I'm sure Dana bragged about it at the end.
Let's see. I was trying to look if they had released it. It does not look like the numbers are out yet because all these articles are just talking about, if they can outdraw Tyson Fury and Ngannou. But I mean, back to the UFC before we went on that little Jersey thing. Obviously the no contest with Johnny Walker, Hamza and Usman. Listen,
that should have been 5 rounds.
It should have been, honestly.
Usman said they offered him 5 rounds. He didn't take it.
Hamza didn't.
No, Usman didn't.
Interesting, because he said
he wish he did, but he didn't do it because he didn't get the full camp.
Which I know this sounds, I don't know how it sounds, but to me that's almost surprising because he's fought in so many championship fights that it's almost surprising that he even cares. You fought 5 rounds forever. I feel like he has the stamina just because, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But I guess obviously not going through a whole training camp has to affect you no matter what. Obviously that first round was just a whole bunch of nothingness.
Just Hamza.
Yeah, just laying on top, not letting him up. I'm gonna be honest with you. I gave the second and third round to come to Usman.
I did too.
I thought that was a draw.
And Hamza didn't do anything after the first round until that last takedown. That was it.
I don't care what anybody says, and I know it's a part of the UFC and everything like that. But I will never understand why takedowns and ground control mean so much to people. I guess I kind of get ground control almost because it's you're a grown ass man and you're not letting another grown ass man even stand. You're not even letting the man stand in the octagon. So I guess I kind of get that, but I don't. Maybe it's just because I like the punching and kicking aspect, a lot more. Obviously, there's wrestlers out there that you hear DC on commentary. He's like, "Oh, this is a beautiful move with him stopping." Hamza's doing such an amazing job. I mean, I think you got, I would say 70% of the people, snoring away while that's happening, and he's getting excited over there. But I don't know. I thought the second and third would go to Usman, and then it would have been a draw because they gave Hamza a 10-8 in the first round for laying on top of him for 4 minutes. I don't know. See, and that's my other thing too. Like I said, I guess I understand the ground control thing, but to me, a 10-8 with the ground control, you have to do something. I don't care if you have 4 minutes and 59 seconds of ground control on the person's back, whatever, and you didn't let them up one time. But if you're literally just sitting there doing nothing, it's not a 10-8 to me. I'm sorry.
I agree. I think a 10-8, the fight has to nearly get finished and like great ground and pound, obvious damage on the opponent. I thought Usman did a great job defending everything
He
Hamzat tried to
did.
do on the ground. Like after he got the takedown, Usman, like there were multiple times where Hamzat tried to flatten him out or get his neck, and Usman wound up like almost bucking him off, and like he did well. And I think my biggest problem with like what you're saying about ground control and all that is like I feel like they just all group it up into, oh, he had ground control for 3 minutes. Like whether he did nothing
Oh
or
no,
whether
that's
it
what
was
I'm
the
saying
best
too.
movement ever. Like it just doesn't vary the same way striking does, because you could land, 25 jabs in a round, but if you catch like 3 or 4 really good right hooks, the other guy's going to win it no matter how many, good jabs you threw. I just feel like the groundwork doesn't vary the same way, and I think that's a problem.
It's just like I just want more activity, Like to
Mm-hmm.
me, if you're gonna, give such a big deal to ground control, it should be more active in my eyes.
I agree. I agree.
You, like you said, it should be close to the fight being almost finished, or because even then, Usman is on his back. He almost got him off. Why you said like bucking him off. He also he had like that partial slam off of his back and everything of that nature, and then he did get up at the end of the round, I believe.
Yeah. No,
So
no, he didn't. Now
no,
that
that
say,
was the third round. He got up
yeah,
to all the way
yeah.
towards the end. Uh, but it's just I would like. I mean, yeah, if that round is five, if that fight is 5 rounds, I would have. I think Usman wins it, honestly.
I
And then
agree.
obviously, apparently, Hamzat's fighting Strickland now for that title.
Yeah.
Strickland came out, said he doesn't deserve it, and blah blah blah, all this that and whatever. So
Hamza really hasn't. I mean, he just beat Usman, so I guess I can't say who has he beat. The only other tough
well, like
fight he's
even
had
my
is,
problem with that too is like, yeah, he did on 12 days notice.
yeah, like most of, like, and then the fight before that, he missed weight and had to fight Kevin Holland instead. Like it was completely different. And then before that, he won a tough fight against Gilbert Burns. So he really only has one fight where it was like, and he almost lost that fight. He only
Yeah,
has one fight where it was like, okay, this is a real, test for him. And then this one, I mean, I think if Usman gets a full camp, he wins 3 rounds. I don't think Hamzat could win 3 rounds against a full camp Usman who's training for Hamzat.
yeah. I mean, I think the takedown defense would have been better. I mean, listen, you also, I mean, you got to give Hamzat credit no matter what. I think Usman had been taken
Yeah,
down once.
yeah,
In his
absolutely.
entire career, he got taken down like 3 or 4 times in that fight. But at the end of the day, it's still, I don't know.
I think Izzy deserves a rematch more than Hamzat deserves a
Well, I
title.
thought Izzy said he wanted to take time off though, so that's the only
Oh
reason.
yeah, he did say that. He did say
Yeah.
that.
So I mean, he's just not going to get his, right away. I assume when he does want to come back, maybe he gets it immediately, or
Even then, Dricus du Plessis. I mean, he was in line for the Izzy fight, then got injured. So maybe give Hamzat du Plessis, because du Plessis has done well for a while now too. So
yeah, I don't disagree at all. I don't disagree at all. And then you go to the main event, which ended up being Islam versus Volkanovski Part 2. Once again on that short camp and everything, and it ends in the first round with a head kick.
yeah, beautiful one.
No, absolutely beautiful. Obviously I wanted Volk to win. The man's a dog. I saw something after the fight too, though, that I think featherweights moving up are like 1-5
Mm-hmm.
in those bouts. Obviously, you know who the one is with McGregor winning that championship off of Alvarez. So, and I don't know, I it was all right. You know what I mean? Like you're just kind of hoping for a better fight in that way. And I know it sounds hypocritical because I always say like, I want to see action, people get knocked down, things blah blah blah. To be honest, I also want the people I want to win to do the knocking out instead of getting knocked out. Obviously, it's like rooting for a sports team. You want a good game as long as that good game ends with your team winning it.
Exactly.
So, he gets head kicked, and now you got people predicting, oh, this is going to be his downfall.
I don't like that. It's like right when the fight ended, they're like, "All right, Islam's put a bow on it." I don't feel like that's fair. Like Volk clearly was not in the best shape. Like when you see him in in the octagon, he did not look in the best shape. He had a little dad bod going on a little bit, but they were like, he put a bow on it. This rivalry is over. I'm like, is it? Like, he didn't get a full camp.
That's what I'm saying. Like, both of these fights, like going into it after they got announced, it was kind of exciting because people thought that they'd be better than the ones that were originally scheduled and everything of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
But like, it's like when a good team beats another good team without like 4 players.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, congratulations, you technically beat that team, but they were missing.
Like Raptors beating the Warriors without KD and Clay. Like,
yeah,
but
or like, listen, the Eagles in the NFC Championship game. Like, yeah, you beat the 49ers. They didn't have Brock Purdy. They didn't have Deebo Samuel.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, McCaffrey was at quarterback sometimes. Like, what?
Yeah.
It's kind of, I don't know. To me, it's kind of in that same nature. And obviously, it might sound like hating or this or that. I just think it's factual. I think there's a difference between excuse and facts, if I'm being honest with you. Like, you can have the excuses of like, oh well, I didn't sleep good enough or this. That's an excuse because that's your fault. Like, go to bed early. Right. Or I wasn't prepared enough. That's also your fault. Like,
right.
But like, it's factual that he had 12 days notice to get ready.
Yeah, you could tell too. He just didn't look like he had a game plan at all. He just kind of came in there and it was just, he thought it was going to be similar. Last time, obviously, Islam, full camp preparing for Oliveira, but still, I'm sure he'd been thinking about what he could do better against Volk for a long time. So, I don't know. I also don't like how everyone's like, all right, Gaethje's next. Like, no, Oliveira gets his get back. Like, he doesn't just get thrown. I don't like that.
Gaethje's my second favorite fighter in the UFC, so I'm totally okay with that. With him,
I am not. Oliveira, because one of his sparring partners decided to throw the best, left hook in his life, and got him out of the fight. And what, Oliveira just doesn't get his rematch now? I don't like that.
He'll get it if Islam beats Gaethje.
Islam would kill Gaethje the same way Khabib did.
Listen, calm down there.
I just think
he's gotten much better.
He has. Gaethje's a beast. I love Justin Gaethje, but he should be second in line.
He's got dynamite in those hands.
He does. Very explosive. That head kick on Poirier was a thing of beauty, but
see, that's the only problem with Gaethje. Like, what do you do with him? Because if you give the rematch to Oliveira, then what if Oliveira wins? Doesn't Islam get his rematch right away?
Yeah, it's exactly how it goes.
And then, all right, so then say Islam wins again.
Give Gaethje a tune-up. Don't choke it.
It's the fight game, though. A tune-up is dangerous.
Not for guys like Gaethje. He'll go in there 5 tough rounds and then be like, yeah, Islam next week, let's do it.
Well, I mean, yeah, he would because he's psychotic.
Exactly. I just don't think he should get the first shot at Islam next. Just don't think so. Also, I hope Volk's doing all right. Keep him busy, UFC.
Yeah, facts. Very emotional after the fight.
Mm-hmm. Almost made me cry. I was like, no, Volk, don't.
Yeah, saying, he's in his head and all this things. Hey, listen, shout out to, Patty the Batty and all stuff like that. You gotta keep the mental health correct.
Exactly.
Just because we're men doesn't mean we can't be emotional.
Exactly.
Anyway, we go on from there to the NBA because, listen, season starts tomorrow, as I found out via the commercial. So we got to make predictions. We got to go. Me and Josh got to talk about the Thunder just a wee bit. Josh, by the way, I got 2K. I'm leading us to the championship. Don't worry.
Okay.
I'm leading us right directly to the chip. I believe right. Because you see, Josh, also, I don't want to stress when I play video games. I'm going to be honest with you. There's people out there that want to challenge. I am not one of them.
I play video games on normal mode.
Yeah. No. That's what I'm saying. I bought Assassin's Creed, put it on the easiest mode.
Exactly.
I beat it. It was a fantastic time. You want to know why? Because I wasn't dying every 45 seconds from the guards.
Breaking my controller.
Listen, I was playing 2K on Pro, which is like, normal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I was missing threes. And things of that nature. Because I only got an 83 pointer. Because I usually make a nice slasher.
What is your build?
Small
What's
forward.
the Okay. Okay.
A small forward. So, I'm usually making nice slash, but this year my boy was like, oh, no, you got to be able to shoot a little bit. Huge mistake. Should have just made 99 driving dunk, 99 driving
Oh,
layup, and then all
I'm always
defense.
point guard. I'm always a diver, man.
I used to be like before I started playing online with my friends, like when, like 2K12 and things of that nature, when I was a wee child. But don't worry. Listen, I took it right off of pro because I was getting a little annoyed that I was missing threes. I could have went to semi-pro, which is one step below. No. I went right to rookie. I mean, everything is green now. I think I'm averaging 38.
Okay. We started yet?
I broke
How
the
many
score.
games in?
Oh yeah. I think you start right away in this one.
Really?
Yeah.
I like that. Good.
I broke the scoring title or the scoring record.
How long is
104.
the story leading to you getting?
I honestly don't think there really is one.
Love that. I hate this.
Yeah.
I think it was like 2K18 where like at the end of the story your best friend died and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, what are we doing
That's
here?
when you're Prez.
Yeah.
You get the
Like,
call
what are
from
we
the
doing
cop.
here?
Prez, we got some news.
And the same guy playing the cop is also a ref in the game.
Yeah. But yeah, put that bitch right on rookie. Dropping 104 points. I got the record for threes in the game with like 34.
Yeah, always got to have the first, second, third, and fourth record for.
Oh yeah, I got them all. I got everything. Kobe ain't got nothing on me. Will never even heard of him.
I always wait until about December to get 2K because it's on sale.
I just, I hadn't been playing Xbox a lot. I saw my friends were like, "You gotta get 2K," and I got sucking in again to getting it like an idiot. Anyway, all this 2K talk brings us back to basketball. Josh, let's go down our little prediction list here, huh?
Let's do it.
Because we got to start it off with finals predictions. And,
yeah. A lot of big moves this offseason.
A lot of big moves. So I'll let you go first.
Yeah, it just seemed like the rich got richer this offseason. Obviously the first big domino that fell was Bradley Beal heading to Phoenix and, Chris Paul departing. So, the Suns are in that conversation. Milwaukee building arguably the best duo in the NBA without giving up a ton. And then the Bucks just kind of picking up the scraps from all these kind of trades and building probably the best starting five in basketball, picking up Drew Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis while keeping.
The Celtics.
What did I say?
You said the Bucks.
Meant Celtics. Picking up Porzingis and Drew Holiday while keeping Tatum, Brown, Horford, and all the main guys in their rotation. Derek White. So there are tough teams here. I am going to say that the Nuggets make it back, though. I think losing Bruce Brown is going to hurt, but Christian Braun, stepped up really, really. Actually, I think it's Brown. It's just spelled weird. Was that the big controversy? Because it's spelled Braun. I think it's Brown. I think that was the big conversation during the finals.
Hey, whatever they want.
It's been probably since 2020-ish, since he has not been the champion of whatever league he's been in. Won a title in his last year in college. Then as a rookie wins a title with Denver. I think they'll make it back. I think he'll step up. Jamal Murray, we saw once he finally got his, feel back to the game after his injury, he was unstoppable. And obviously we know what Jokic is. So I'll go with Denver, and I do think Boston will make it to the finals again. And I think Denver repeats. I think they're just that good right now. I think they're on top of the world.
I think I'm going to have to go with the Phoenix Suns. I mean, obviously, super team. You got to see how they're going to gel. I don't think it starts off pretty. These things usually never do. We saw it with, the Heat. Saw it with the Nets originally with everything. But, Devin Booker said, and I feel like people always say when teams like this start to resist, like, how is everybody going to guard us? Listen, it'll be figured out. They'll have bad games. Everybody will bring that quote back up and everything of that nature. We know how things go in this generation. But, I mean, KD, they trade away 8, and so that he's not, kind of hogging up space. I believe they have
Nurkic
now, yes. So I think that'll be very good for them, kind of just play defense, grab rebounds, do what you have to do for him. And Man. Giannis just signed a big ass contract extension with the Bucks, making $62 million a season.
Crazy.
God, that is just makes me want to vomit slightly. Happy for him, but 60. I just can't imagine making $62 million a year.
Those game checks gotta go crazy.
I mean, unbelievable. Like, can you imagine just seeing that direct deposit hit?
Oh my god. The
Like,
greed. So much greed.
oh, God. Anyway, I think it has to be the Celtics. I mean, you got, like you said, you got Holiday, you got Porzingis, you still got Tatum and Brown, Horford's there. I just think that's a hell of a roster, man. That really is a hell, and that defense should be
Insane. Insane.
I mean,
How are
Holiday's
you
going
gonna,
to be
Devin Booker? How are you gonna guard all of us? Be the Boston Celtics. That's how.
literally put Brown right on Beal, maybe Holiday on Drew.
Holiday and whoever's got the ball. Whoever's
Yeah,
got the
that
ball,
was a
Drew
good
got.
point. I mean, it'll be something. I'm not a huge NBA guy, but I'm predicting I like Dallas versus Milwaukee. I'm a big Luka fan. Hey,
I would
I
love
hope
that because I have a future bet of Luca MVP and Chet Rookie of the Year. So I would love it.
Speaking of Luka, real quick, and throwing it back to the 2K conversation, real quick. Luka is the greatest player in the history of the NBA in 2K.
Oh,
Like, whenever you sim a season in 2K, like even now, he was just player of the week or something on 2K, averaging like 38, 15, and 12. I'm like, bro,
yeah.
I understand.
I'm a big My League guy. Like, that's what I do. I just rebuild teams or draft teams. Luka wins every MVP 35, 12, and 13, like
every time,
every year.
just casually.
Mm-hmm.
But
the crazy thing is, that's not far off from what he does in real life.
It really isn't. That's the sad part. I will go with the Suns, though. I'm going to say the Suns get a chip.
Oh,
KD gets one without the Warriors, and I guess sort of gets that monkey off his back in a weird way.
I hate it's.
I hate it too. I think it's the dumbest thing ever.
Keep moving the goalposts. It's like you got to win a ring first. You got two of them. It's like, well, yeah.
Well, now you got to win a ring without these people.
Carry the worst team in the league to a championship, then talk to me. Like,
Yeah,
that's not how the league works.
Carry the worst team in the league to a championship with nobody else averaging 10 points. Like, bro, that is.
Every time I see that, I'm like, name one team where it was one player and a bunch of scrubs. Name one team that the star didn't have help. Like, it's never happened.
It's people are just bored, if I'm being honest with you. Yeah. How about your MVP?
Yeah, I'm going to say Luka for the sake of my bet, but I don't. There's so many good players up there. You know, obviously it's the main three everyone thinks of when it comes to MVP: Jokic, Giannis, and Luka. But you know, maybe Shea goes off again. Who knows what other Jason Tatum could have a season. But I'm gonna go with Jokic. I think the media understands they messed up last year with Embiid. So I think that he will put up very similar numbers. The Nuggets will have a very similar record, and I think he'll get one, another one.
I'll go with Giannis. You know, I think having Dame there, he can, you know, bump up the assist numbers slightly. Obviously, we all know he's still going to get his boards, but I mean, if he can get to like, and I mean, I still think he can obviously average in the high 20s, if not damn near low 30s. So if he can go like 28, you know, his typical like 13 board situation, and then bump the assists up to like what? What do you think? 6, 7?
Yeah, he gets around that 6-7 range. It's going to be tough not to win it.
So if he can do that, I mean, I think that they'll be, you know, either the 1 or 2 seed inevitably. So I think Giannis gets another one to the ad. Rookie of the year, Josh. We're both going with Chet.
Absolutely. I think this is going to be the most like entertaining rookie of the year race, though, because obviously it's Chet who, you know, people are probably going to complain, but he has literally never played a regular season game, so he is a rookie. And then obviously, you know, the unicorn Victor Wembanyama, the stuff he's been doing preseason, just absolutely insane. And he did not body Chet; he headbutt Chet, so that was should have been offensive foul, but that matchup between them was so fun to watch the first preseason game, and we're obviously going to get a lot of it throughout their two careers. And then Scoot Henderson is going to be in that conversation too. He's got the keys to the franchise in Portland now that Dame is gone. He's got a good supporting cast for a rookie, so I don't think their record is going to be worst in the league. But yeah, I'm going with Chet.
I'm going with Chet just because he's on the Thunder. Simply for
I
that reason.
I hate the Panthers. Like, I've never been more excited for a season of a team I enjoy.
Honestly, though, I think Wembanyama wins unless he has an awful season.
Yeah, unless they don't play him all the time, load management.
Like, I honestly think the only way he doesn't win it is if he has a terrible season. Like, even if it's mid and some rookies you think are better, I think they give it to him just because they want to. I mean, I'm not saying it's rigged and things of that nature, but I'm saying
pretty guaranteed for a double-double as a rookie. Like, it's pretty much a lock.
But I think they really strongly are going to nudge building him as a star.
Oh, are you kidding me?
So
all the NBA sees when they look at him is money, 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 money.
Absolutely. How about the defensive player of the year? Eh?
Yeah, I think last year Jaren Jackson won it because he just blocked everything at the rim. But it was announced, Thunder legend Steven Adams is already out for the season due to knee surgery. Get well soon, big fella. But also Brandon Clark's injury is unknown. So it's just going to be Jaren Jackson back there. And he fouls out all the time, like very early all the time. So I don't think he'll get back-to-back. And a guy that has been very close in voting that hasn't gotten one, Bam Adebayo, I think this will finally be the year that he gets his rightfully deserved DPOY.
I would agree with you there, if I'm being honest with you. And then finally, our most improved player.
I think Jordan Poole might average 35 this year. I'm going with Jordan Poole because he's just got free reign to do whatever he wants. I think he's going to put up amazing numbers. I also don't think the Wizards are going to be as bad as everybody's assuming because they're going to get just so many buckets. Like, him and Kuz are both going to average probably 25 plus. Then you have Diaz, a good defender. I mean, they got a okay roster, but I think because the expectations are so low, people are gonna be like, "Wow, the Wizards won 33 games." So I think he's gonna get it.
I'm trying to think.
There's Giddey's out there too. Giddey and J-Dub are two contenders for this as well. Whoever steps up on the Bucks in the 2-guard spot, Christian Brown, who I was talking about earlier. There's a lot of candidates out there, but Anthony Simons and
Let's give it a Giddey. Let's go Thunder.
Hey, I hope, man. If he can start getting buckets, oof.
Absolutely. Speaking of the Thunder, we're both Thunder fans here, and it's our show. So we're going to talk about them for a little bit. What are your expectations, predictions of them?
Yeah, I will say I have not enjoyed all the hype around the Thunder this offseason. Because
on the cover of Slam?
We just they did a behind-the-scenes video Slam has on YouTube. It's awesome. It's our starting five.
Check that out.
Yeah, it's really good. But 2 years ago, we had the number 2 pick, okay? Like, even last year going into the season, I think our win totals on FanDuel were like 22.5. No one really saw Shea coming out and averaging 30-plus and, first team All-NBA MVP candidate. No one saw J-Dub, who was the 12th pick, coming out balling how he did. And obviously when the Chet injury got announced, everyone was kind of like, yeah, that team's going to be in the lottery again, and then we just shock the world, make the play in and all that. So I personally do have high expectations for this team. I do expect us to be a playoff team. But I was watching Bill Simmons talk about him. He has us as a 4 seed, and I would absolutely love it if we were a top 5 seed and, had home court in the first round or something. But the West is stacked. The West is always stacked. I do expect another great season from Shea. I expect, improvement from Giddey. He looked really, really good in the FIBA tournament and stuff this summer. J-Dub, obviously, expecting a lot. And having a big guy like Chet as a rim protector and rebounder who can also stretch the floor and also kind of create his own shot is just going to add another level to our team. I have a playoff team, and I think, a second round appearance at least. I think we can do that. I think we have the talent. Obviously, still a very young team. Still so young. Giddey turns 21 later this year. Like we're just so young. But I'm very excited for this season. Probably going to watch all 82 games, which I don't think I've ever done. But I just don't see myself not watching a Thunder game this year, just because I just love this team so much. But yeah, I expect just everyone to take another step because we still have a million picks too.
A million and a half.
So many things that are going to change in the next 2 to 5 years with this team and how far they can go. I do have expectations for this season, but I'm also very patient and very excited for the future still, not just the now. But it is nice having a guy who can go toe to toe with any superstar any night.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of hoping for. Just like you said, the keyword being improvement. I'm not expecting them to win a championship this year, obviously, but I want that slight improvement, like maybe get out of the play-in, be that 6th seed if you can, or at least be higher up in the play-in situation. And then just have each player take that next little step and hopefully make a big enough step where you have future players here, and here, so that maybe if one of these superstars end up not being happy somewhere, you can take some of those picks and be like, okay, well, we got, Shea here and we got Chet. Obviously, hope that, he plays very well. Maybe if somebody becomes available, it's like, hey, we got 1.5 million picks. You guys don't want your player anymore. How you doing?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what, I'm hoping for in this season. Listen, Mr. Miyagi, I don't think you're catching the flies.
I'm not. He is so elusive. I can't believe it.
I had a fly in my room for like 2 days, and I could never find it. But I would wake up in the morning, and it would only come out like when I was awake too. Like it never bothered me when I was sleeping or anything. I would wake up, and it would like just land right next to me on my pillow and just buzz dumb loud, and I would get up to kill it, and it would fly away. I wouldn't see it again for a half hour. I'd forget about it. Bam, come right back right when I forgot. Oh, talk about frustration. But yeah, I just want to see improvement, and then hopefully to the point where we know we have players at certain positions, take some of those picks, flip them into very good players, or pieces off the bench to improve second units or anything of that nature, and then keep going from there. But with all that being said, how about we get into the NFL? Because obviously we got to go over some things that happened in Week 7. We have to preview the Monday Night Football game that'll be starting here in about 25 minutes. We have the 49ers at the Vikings. I think we're both on the 49ers in this game. CMC is going to suit up and play. I assume he'll be a little limited. Definitely don't think that he's at 100% there. But assume that, he's going to do his thing in this game. No Deebo Samuel, no Trent Williams. Trent Williams scares me more than Deebo, which is weird because, he's an offensive lineman. People, he's just a lineman, blah, blah, blah. That's what. You don't realize how important they are until they're gone or until you have a bad one.
Yeah.
Like Patriots offensive line is awful. So, remembering all those years with Brady where the ball was coming out fast, but also he had protection all the time, I'm like, damn, having a good offensive line must be a good thing. Watching the Eagles play against any person they've ever played against. Actually, although Lane Johnson did just give up his first sack since 2020. Yeah. He went 3 years without giving up a sack.
He's washed.
He's a tackle.
He's washed.
That is incredible. Man went 3 years without giving up a sack as a tackle.
And had what did he have? What was the injury he had last year? Like just a torn Achilles all year?
Yeah, he had I think it was a hamstring. He tore his hamstring last year and played through almost the entire season and through the playoffs and everything.
Insane.
He didn't give up a sack though. I mean, that is literally ridiculous. And honestly was still playing hurt in this game with the high ankle sprain that he had last week. So it wasn't even 100%. But that is just ridiculousness if we're being honest with each other. But have to go with the 49ers in this one. Obviously, I don't expect too much out of this game. I just don't think the Vikings are very good. Obviously, it would have been a little bit more fun if Justin Jefferson was still playing because maybe, then the Vikings can put up more on offense. We know what Kirk Cousins is in primetime games. He's just simply not very good. And obviously, the 49ers defense is still absolutely insane. So expect, great things out of them with Bosa over there, Fred Warner and Greenlaw and, everybody else that they have over on that defense. So I think the spread is 7 in this game. Wouldn't be surprised if they win by 10, 13. I'm thinking somewhere in the 27-17 range is my
Hmm.
guess.
Yeah, I agree. I have a nice little same game parlay. So need 49ers and a couple other things to happen, but yeah, this. I mean, like you said, Justin Jefferson, if he was playing this game, is kind of more interesting because you know how he can keep a team in a game just by being there. But no Justin Jefferson, Alexander Madison is just can't hold on to the ball, and this 49ers team is probably well aware of that. And
I saw that Jets might be willing to get rid of Dalvin Cook. A little reunion.
maybe. I don't think Dalvin wants to go back, but we'll see. But yeah, 49ers gonna have to have a bounce back game after the loss to Cleveland. They're hungry to get another win. We'll see how much that Trent Williams being out is going to impact Purdy. How aware he is of that because that's his blind side. He's gonna have to get the ball out a little bit quicker because Daniil Hunter sneakily is one of the best defenders in the league right now.
Somebody
So
that might be on the trade block as well. So
yeah. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I think 49ers is going to win this one pretty easily.
I would believe so. A little trade that we had going on in the NFL: the Eagles, the rich get richer, and Howie Roseman does it again. Kevin Byard from the Titans to the Eagles. I believe he's a 2-time first-team All-Pro. I believe he's a 2-time Pro Bowl. Once led the league in interceptions, and they casually got him for I believe a 5th-round pick, 6th-round pick, and was it Terrell Edmonds?
Yep.
Like, what's going on here?
I'm really curious about teams when they do sell players. Like obviously the really good teams are trying to buy really good players. Like I know that's obvious. But how do they always win? How do they always get the good trade? Like when the tight because I saw a report saying that the Eagles were looking for a safety, so they were probably calling around the league. But like I didn't hear of any drama.
Safety.
Yeah, I didn't hear any drama of like I know the Titans suck and are probably going to start selling, but I didn't hear of any drama with Kevin Byard and the Titans and some dysfunction. He didn't want to be there. So how were they just so simply like Terrell Edmonds, solid player. He can be out there. He's a good player, but Kevin Byard is one of the best safeties in the league. Like a 5th and a 6th is all we're gonna take to get rid of him?
I don't know if my perception is just so off because of how much baseball I watch and things of that nature. But like you think of Kevin Byard, right? One of the best players at his position. Correct? Am I wrong here?
Yeah, I mean him and Minka are probably top 2 free safeties in the league.
Like if you did this trade in the MLB, you're getting like their 2nd best, 3rd best, 7th best prospect in their farm system. Mm-hmm. Like you're getting players back.
Yeah, future, like a future.
Like obviously like future players or whatever. But like that's what draft picks are to the NFL teams because obviously there's no farm system. But I mean, like I said, you do it in the MLB. It's a lot of farm players back in return. The NFL is like, oh, you want our number 1 player on defense, 5th and a 6th. Like I get so confused looking at these trades. I don't know if it's because obviously there's a salary cap in the NFL, so maybe because of his contract that lowers his trade value because that means he costs more against the cap, and then means I can't do something in that position. But like I'm sure there's a lot of moving parts which affects how they go into these trade negotiations. But at that point, I'm not trading him. Like I would put it out because listen, if you're getting offers for him from the Eagles or whatever, obviously you're willing to trade him, right? Mm-hmm. But then make it public knowledge. Like go out and be like, yes, Bias is available for trade.
Yeah.
But we've gotten some offers that we just don't think are reasonable. We will trade him, but we need something back. Like a 5th, 6th, and Edmonds. Like I
understand doing right by your players.
Genuinely confused on NFL trades. Like genuinely.
Like Jalen Ramsey went for what 7th and a backup tight end.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. He's kind of towards the end. I would say
but he's still a top 10 corner in the NFL. Like it's I also understand doing right by your players, but at some point you gotta be like, all right, I want to do right by
Listen,
us
I would
too.
love,
Like,
yeah, you got to do right by the players because then you got to look at, which I can I be honest with you, I still think that's kind of BS. And I want the players to be happy and everything like that because then people always say, well, you got to do right by the players because then future players won't go there because of something that you did, blah, blah. Can we be honest? It's not, I don't think if somebody drafts you, you're going to go back and be like, oh, well, they traded one of their star players for something for this. I'm not going to go there because I don't want that to happen to me. Or, if they have the biggest contract offer, how many times do people say no to that? I feel like the only time they really say no to that is if they really wanted to play somewhere else or it's their team that they're already playing for gave them a lesser offer and they just want to stay where they're at.
yeah,
Like, don't get me wrong. I want the players to be happy. I'm pro player and everything of that nature. But that whole, we got to make them happy to make, the future people know that we'll treat them right. I don't know.
there
I feel
is
like
value in it, but I kind of get what you're saying. Like, you can't do that every time. Like, just be like, oh yeah, we'll take care of them for the future. Like, if you don't have a bad reputation, I don't think you have to worry about that as much. Like, if you're not a dog crap organization that historically is not taking care of players, then I don't think you have to worry about that. But I don't know, it just confuses me, especially because if the team that wants him is very good and they know this move could maybe set them over the top, like you should be able to get more out
that's
of
what I'm
that.
saying. That should be your negotiating tactic.
Like it's crazy. Like
Like, oh,
I
you guys
always go
really need a
back to it.
safety?
Like I
Like, oh,
always go
you
back to it. It's
go ahead.
crazy to me that Christian McCaffrey did not go for a single first round pick. It is
Yeah.
crazy to me. And now everyone told me at that time, like, but you got all the mid round picks. And do you know how good Jonathan Mingo has to become for that trade to even slightly be in our favor? Because guess
I
what?
mean,
All those picks have been used but a fifth rounder this upcoming draft for Christian McCaffrey.
and I guess it does really depend on the position because obviously we saw Tyreek Hill get traded for a first, or whatever, and things of that nature. So obviously, safety and running back aren't valued the same or whatever, and they go by some scale or whatever what each position is worth. But I don't know. I NFL trades have never made sense to me. Like the fact that you can
Crazy.
get really good players for like end of the draft picks
Yeah,
is just a
crazy.
wild thing. And like I said, that mainly maybe because I come from it as a baseball perspective, where like the trade deadline, you want a star pitcher who's like important to you. You're giving up like 3 of your 5 best prospects.
Mm-hmm.
Like it actually hurts to do it.
Yeah.
You want, Christian McCaffrey. Okay, that's like going to the MLB and being like, yeah, give us your 15th prospect, your 20th, and maybe like the 24th.
Yeah.
I like
Crazy.
it's weird. I think the value is this one is due to his age.
Yeah, he is
Yeah,
an older
like
guy,
I
but
said, don't get
he
me wrong.
hasn't
Things
trended
are
down.
factored into it, but no matter what the reason is, it still kind of blows my mind of like how things are actually like determined.
Like if it said like a third and a fifth, then a couple players, I'd be like, dang, they really wanted Kevin Byard. Like that sounds like they gave up what he's worth versus this, where it just feels like the times like we just don't want him at all. Like take him, like we will take whatever you'll offer, which is crazy because he doesn't suck. He probably has a little bit of injury history, but who doesn't when you're in the league that long? But he's still very good, and the Eagles getting him, because it's kind of been evident with their defense a little bit on the back end that
Oh no, they
CJ
needed help.
CJGJ not being there, which he was a big part of the team last year. He's in Detroit now. They needed help on the back end, and they just got it for basically nothing.
They certainly did. Going to do a little bit of a week 7 recap, Josh. I think I'm just going to spew some things out. If you want to interject at any point, feel free. And then once I'm done, you can go. How do we feel about that?
Sound good?
I feel like I should talk about the things that I actually put into the title because I'm not going to lie. Did I do the StreamYard setup and everything before I actually looked at Josh's doc? I absolutely did. That's why there's no mention of the UFC and there's no mention of the NBA in the title. Is that my fault? Probably. But with that being said, Ravens absolutely murdered the Lions. Didn't see that one coming. Listen, the Ravens are playing very good football. They're probably a few plays away from being 6-0, if we're being honest, or 7-0 at this point because I don't think they've had their bye week. So They probably should be undefeated right now. Lamar had 4 total touchdowns in this game. He was like 20 of 27 or something of that nature, over 350 yards. He had like 255 yards on play action plays. And then I get people telling me that running the ball doesn't make a difference in play action. You can see it. Once you run the ball and you do play action, the defense has to come up a little bit. The linebackers got to move up. The safety's got to move up to help. And then you can sneak Mark Andrews, which by how the hell can you lose Mark Andrews? If I'm protecting against anybody on that team, it would be Mark Andrews, obviously. What was I going to say? Sorry, I was getting a call real quick. But like I would protect against, Mark Andrews, obviously, and then, you got to worry about Lamar running the ball as well. But the Lions were just never in that game. They literally never had a shot. I was definitely surprised in that one. The Lions were one of my picks this week. They were +3 going into the game too. I was like, I cannot believe the Lions are getting points. It's a good thing I don't actually bet that much. Very, very.
I took them. That's like a money line.
Like I said, that's why I'm happy I don't really bet, because I'm telling you right now, $100 on that game easy. I would have been like
25.
Lions,
25 and it hurt.
Lions +3. Have you not seen the way that they've played so far this year? Hell yeah, I'm getting points with them. 5-1. Ravens haven't really impressed me. And then I would have been crying by the third possession.
I think my cash out option was like 42 cents, and it was still like the first half. I was like, oh my God, this is bad.
I would have taken it.
I did. I took it.
I don't blame you at all. That's 42 more cents than I would have had, because they were just literally never in the game.
Yeah.
They had, the Lions literally just had no answer whatsoever on defense. So definitely a shocker in that one. I guess I'll stick to the 1 o'clock real quick and go over to the Bills and the Patriots. Honestly, not even because I'm a Patriot fan. And I said this last week, I wanted the Patriots to lose. I was hoping for a 1-16 season. Now all I can hope for is 2-15 instead. We've gone over this before. You don't know who the Bills are, and honestly, I think we've overrated their offense, and I think it's precisely, and this is also not just because I like Josh Allen a lot. I think it's our infatuation with Josh Allen, because you're kind of so used to him being able to move around and make unbelievable plays. Yeah, you're supposed to be able to do that 2, 3, 4 times a game. Not every play. I mean, he was under pressure all the time in this game. And if you really, really think about it, outside of Diggs, who are you impressed with on this offense? Like you probably go right away to Gabe Davis, right? But really look at it. Gabe Davis is never like a consistent wide receiver. And I mean, I don't know if that's his fault. I don't know if that's the play calling fault. I don't know what exactly it is. But to me, it's always like, yeah, he has that one game every like 3 or 4 where he goes off for like 130 yards, 2 touchdowns. And then you're like, oh my gosh, him and Diggs, what an unbelievable duo. And then you watch the rest of the games, you're like, what duo are you talking about?
Yeah.
It is literally Diggs and Josh Allen, and the Bills hoping that Josh Allen can spin move 4 people, stiff arm somebody else, run for a 30-yard gain, and then find Diggs in the end zone. Like, if we're being honest, that is their offense. They can't run the ball very well, which I thought they were going to be able to do a lot better, because they kind of looked like they improved it a little bit going into the season, but it's just not very good. And obviously all the injuries on defense aren't going to help them. Milano being out, Tre'Davious White being out. I believe Oliver was out in this game, and the Patriots ran the ball.
Miller just wasn't on the field too a lot. Like, he just wasn't out there. Like, he's
okay. Like they've invested, draft picks, money, obviously with Von Miller in their D line, but like it just hasn't really shown up that much. So they're in trouble. Like, this isn't.
It feels like every week they only play as good or worse than their opponent. They don't look like the Bills.
No.
Unless they're playing the Chiefs. Like, that's the only time it's like, okay, here we go. And to your point about Josh Allen, I think that's a more effective Mahomes than it is these other quarterbacks because Mahomes does do it every time. Every time he scrambles, it's a positive play for the Chiefs. And I feel like we've seen Josh Allen do it. We've seen Herbert do it. We've seen Hurts do it. So we just kind of categorize them. Like we all have Mahomes above them, but we do categorize those guys up there. Yeah, words. We do put them up there with that kind of level, and we just assume they can also do it consistently, but they just can't. And they all three of those guys have kind of proven. All four of them, Burrow too.
I think that Josh is the closest one to be able to do it as much as they do.
He's the most athletic out of all.
Oh yeah, I mean he's literally stiff arming linemen.
Mm-hmm.
He's a strong ass dude, and he can run. You know, we've seen him his rookie year hurdle somebody. Like he can do it. It's just you can't make him do it all the time.
Their offense also looks like it's confused out there. Like they're trying to do the same stuff they did last year, but it doesn't work. I'm telling
you right now, that thing with Diggs in the offseason is affecting them. Because if you look at their offense, if you're looking at their offense now, Diggs is always getting his. He always gets his. He's always like 90 yards, 100 yards, whatever, 8 catches or whatever, things of that nature. And everybody else is like, hey, we're here.
Yeah.
I don't think it was offense. And I don't think it was as bad like before everything happened in that playoff game and then the offseason where you heard that there was turmoil and things of that nature. So I just think now it's like, well, without Diggs, you're really screwed. So you kind of are forced to involve him, but then it's leaving everybody else out. Like they need somebody else on the offense to step up. And that's why, and like, listen, obviously I am nowhere near a professional athlete, never will be, never was. That's why I kind of don't understand like the selfishness in certain positions. Like, yeah, as a star wide receiver and everything of that nature, I want to get mine. Like, if I'm Diggs, you're damn right I want to get mine. But, like, wouldn't you rather sacrifice a little bit, have your team be very good alongside with you because you're still going to get yours? Like, what if instead of 8 catches for 120 and a touchdown, you had, like, 4 for 70, and then somebody else on your team had, like, 4 for, 85? And then
I think it just depends on the mentality because there are guys that want to win and that's it. And then there are guys that want to be the reason the team wins. Like that.
I mean, yeah, no, absolutely. And it's weird to me in a way because, I mean, I'm selfish. Don't get me wrong. Like if things affect me, that's when I start getting annoyed. Like if it doesn't affect me, I usually don't care. I'll be honest with you. Like things can happen around me. Did it affect my life? No, it didn't. Oh, all right. Never mind. Don't care. But like, in the same way, I feel like I'd rather just have my team be really good because I'm also part of that team. And if my team is good, I'm probably going to be doing good too, especially if I am a good player, which Diggs obviously is. So it's just it's kind of strange to me. But from there, and then towards some of the later games, Chiefs and the Eagles.
Well, before that, I wanted to bring up Gridiron Chronicles comment. I said
that is true.
He's going to get a big role too because Dawson Knox is getting surgery on his wrist.
And they said they don't know how long he's going to be out with that one.
So maybe maybe he starts stepping up. Maybe he becomes that guy they spent the pick on.
Yeah, I mean, they got to find somebody else. Like you just have to. Yeah. And then Chiefs and Eagles. That Fury and Ngannou fight is this weekend?
No way.
They just ran a promo. It says Saturday, 2 p.m.
They have done no promo for that.
I just saw a promo for it. That's the first time I actually saw one besides on Twitter. I didn't know that it was Saturday. Unless I read it wrong. Maybe it was saying Saturday, but then the date was somewhere else. But I'm pretty sure it says this Saturday. And then Jones Miocic in 2 weeks, right?
I'm okay with it if it is. So give me
and then Jones Miocic is in 2 weeks?
First week of November, I believe. So I think
so it's got to be 2 weeks because next week is the end of.
I'm bad with days. I'm bad.
Yeah.
I'm the wrong guy.
But anyway, Chiefs and the Eagles. Those were the teams that I've been expecting. Like,
yeah,
Chiefs did, what they do to the Chargers. They looked good, which I don't know why it annoys me so much, but it angers me to no end how teams let Kelsey do that to them. Like, how do you not? I tweeted it out. It literally was making me yell at my TV at the end of watching that game because I can't take it. Like, how do you let Kelsey have 109 and 50 yards in the first half?
Yeah.
The Chargers are letting up 310 yards passing per game, and the next closest to them is the Jags, and it's I believe it's 272, and then below them in third is the Broncos, and it's 250 something. You're letting up 70 more yards a game. Brandon Staley, you're a defensive coach.
No, he's not. He's not.
But that's what he's supposed to be. How do you let this dude coach your team?
Got a cool beard right now. I'd let him. He can be on my sideline.
Yeah. Shave it and get off my team.
It is crazy, too, because that defense has good players on it.
Khalil Mack, Asante Samuel Jr., Derwin James, Joey Bosa.
They got guys. It's crazy.
J.C. Jackson was a first team All Pro before he went.
You also might have jinxed Herbert.
Me?
Right after, literally not even 2 hours after we talked about Herbert's kind of in that MVP debate. He's been playing some really good ball. He stunk it up against the Cowboys, and he was not great this game. You might have jinxed him.
Well, that's the other thing I was going to say, too. We always talk about that Chiefs offense. We got to kind of finally start giving credit to their defense. They haven't given up 21 points in the game.
They're balling. They are balling.
They haven't given up 21 points in the game this season.
I also felt really good. There was a boosted bet for Mahomes and Herbert to throw 2 touchdowns each. Felt so good close to halftime. Mahomes already had 2. Herbert got one before that. I was like, put it in the account already. Put it in, and then Herbert just couldn't get it done.
The tough life out here. And then you go to the Eagles. They did their thing against the Dolphins. Now, some missed. But, then again, I feel like the missed penalty doesn't really matter because the next play was a pick 6 anyway.
None of those penalties were going to stop the Eagles.
No, exactly. Everybody points to the missed face mask. I would understand if that lost you the game, but the next play was a pick 6. So it doesn't really matter in a way. That's how I kind of look at it.
I only care about those big penalties when it's what happened to the Colts this week.
Oh my god,
the Steelers, how they won with a bad spot that also won me a parlay.
This is the worst officiating I've ever seen this season.
Yeah, it is bad in all the football. And
I was going to say Kyle was good with Iowa.
Oh my god, that lost me a parlay too. I was so heated.
That is just awful.
That's not a fair. How do you didn't call a fair catch on the play, but then I'll review it. You're like,
no, and that's the other thing too. I was watching McAfee today. It would have been a flag.
Yeah, because that's illegal.
It's illegal to return a fair catch or whatever. So that also would have been a flag on the field. So all of a sudden, in review, you figure out it's a fair catch. All right, I'll believe you. Why not? Whatever helps you sleep at night. But yeah, those were the Chiefs I've been looking for. Those were the Eagles I was looking for.
We feel push, but get it out.
No,
it's football. But
I hate people that say that. Why? They're good at it.
That's the thing. I feel like people aren't really actually just looking at it. Best offensive line in football. Their quarterback can squat 450, and they practice it every day.
Don't get him out of 250 or 150.
450. He does 600.
Oh yeah,
even more. So, and they practice it every day and have perfected it over years.
I'm telling you right now, I've watched the Patriots play. If they did the same thing, nothing would happen.
They have the weapons for it, and it's a focal point of their game plan. That hey, we're 1st and 9 because we can always get a yard. So that's what why can't I think of his name? What the hell? Sirianni.
Yeah, Sirianni. I wanted to say Stefanski. That's the Browns. Sirianni said hey, if everybody else could do it, then do it then.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like
they're going to
it's
look at, they keep saying in the offseason, they're going to look at if it's, more injuries on this play or whatever. And I just saw this clip. I think it's a couple weeks old, but like Jason Kelsey was like, I guarantee you defenses coordinators are going to say whenever a team does a tush push, just fall to the ground. Pretend that you're hurt.
nothing illegal about it. They're all
Because
legal alignments. They're
no,
doing
they're exactly. They're all. But I'm saying he the only way it gets taken out of the league is if they're like, oh, this is hurting too many people. So Jason Kelsey was like, I'm telling you right now, people are going to do that play, and they're gonna oh my ankle. I gotta come off the field for a little bit. And
or even if
honestly,
it wasn't on that play, they'll say it was. Like, oh, it was on the
yeah,
4th and 1
on
when it
the
was really on
brotherly
the 3rd
shove,
and 3.
man.
Yeah.
It
It's football,
stop.
baby. It's a legal play.
Literally. And then
They're gonna beat you without it anyway.
Just for the Dolphins, I'm not saying frauds, but like, have you also seen the thing that the record of the people that they beat is like 8 and 20 something?
Yeah.
Like they have not beaten people that are good at football.
The teams that are good, that they
Kirk
like,
Cousins
if
just
they
threw an
want to be,
interception. Yes, he did.
what happened?
Kirk Cousins threw an interception. This man Ward just absolutely. Remember that clip of Julio Jones baby bodying Malcolm Butler in the end zone where he ripped it out of his hand?
Yeah.
Ward kind of just did the same thing. It was kind of like they were both right here, and the ball got thrown right here. No. Like they were both running together, right? And it kind of like got caught right here where like both of their arms are interlocked almost. And Ward just said, "I'll take that."
That'll be mine now. Thank you.
Yeah. He said, "Listen, calm down there. What's the rookie wide receiver's name? Oh, Jordan Addison." He said, "Addison, listen, get into the weight room there, brother. Good luck, Rook." Anyway,
I almost won. Now that you said that, it just popped in my head. I almost won a fantasy game today, and all my good players were on bye weeks. Like Brees was out.
That you absolutely destroyed in fantasy in our league this week.
It was crazy. I picked up Foreman and picked up Brown's defense like 10 minutes before kickoff.
I didn't even reach 70 points, by the way.
Ooh.
I believe I put up 61. I want to say 61 and a half.
I mean, it wasn't a good week for fantasy numbers. Nobody really played.
I had Deshaun Watson. He got me negative 1.8 points.
He's cooked. He is cooked.
Yeah, I'm never starting him ever again. Austin Eckler got me 5. Mostert got me 6. Hey, listen, Amon-Ra St. Brown, steady, got me 23.
He'll find a way. Even when they suck, he'll find a way.
Adams got me 12. Laporta got me 11.
They had no choice but to give Devontae the ball.
First 3 plays from scrimmage, all Devontae Adams.
No choice.
Sam Laporta got me 11. So I'm happy with Laporta and Brown. And then Calvin Ridley got me 1.5. I'm thinking the Bills are playing the Pats. Pats can't score. Their defense got me 1 point. And then Brett Maher, good old kicker, got me 2. Put up 61.5 total points. Never been more disgusted with the fantasy performance in my life.
I live bet the Bills, and I was like, oh, this is the easiest money I've ever made in my life. It's 13-3. Yeah. Good night, New England. Nope.
Unbelievable. You have anything from this week, or did I cover it all? Did you interject where you wanted to?
It was a good Sunday for me. I didn't have to watch the Panthers. So, I mean, other than that, it was an interesting couple games of football. Colts got absolutely screwed, though. Colts got absolutely screwed because, first of all, that illegal contact on the fumble, there's no way that happened before the fumble. Like, there's no way that contact came before the fumble. The fumble came so fast, like right at the back of PJ's drop. He was trying to get rid of it and got hit. And that holding came on like a deep route from Amari. So it wasn't a quick out or anything. So that flag was bullcrap. And then the throw out of bounds, not catchable at all. And then, Kareem Hunt gets it in there. But also, we have seen it before. But, I mean, Myles Garrett just single-handedly, like, keeping the Browns in there. Insane.
They said on the McAfee show, or Pat tweeted it out, might be the most well-constructed human being of all time.
Yeah, he's a brick house that's faster than you, more agile than everybody.
This man is 285 of straight muscle. And
he will cross you over and dunk on you. Like
cross you over, dunk on you, probably runs a 4.5.
Yeah, it's insane.
Oh, look at this. Now McCaffrey fumbled Vikings ball.
It's going to be one of those games, huh? Might as well kiss my bet goodbye.
Why? What do you have?
I got 49ers money line, McCaffrey anytime touchdown, McCaffrey 40 plus rushing yards, Ayuk 40 plus receiving yards, and 49ers team total over 25.5. They're
I
not.
mean,
I think everything else will hit, but just judging off that start, they might not hit that 25.5.
it is quite possible. It is quite possible. All right. QB of the week, Josh.
Let me get the numbers.
I mean, I
I'll
gotta
tell
go
you.
Lamar. I'm honestly.
I also have Lamar. I'll give the numbers because they are some beautiful numbers.
I got
I
him right
mean,
here. He had
you know what I feel really stupid about?
what would that be?
You remember I told you before the season I had two futures: Jets Super Bowl, and Ravens Super Bowl. The
Uh-huh.
Jets one obviously cashed out right when the injury happened, but I cashed out of the Ravens one to just put in a random parlay one day. Like now I feel stupid because I really think they might win it all. Like
This
it's
guy,
possible.
this guy got
I just
greedy out here.
feel stupid. I was like, I
Lamar
don't want
had
to.
357 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, fumbled the ball once, and then had 9 carries, 36 yards, and a rushing touchdown. I mean,
Yeah,
hey,
amazing
hard
performance
to,
for a running back.
hard to argue with that one. I will
Tough,
say that.
tough week for the Lamar's a running back crowd. Tough week.
That's very true. That's very true. Your offensive player of the week.
Yeah, I'm going with former Panther Deontay Foreman. 16 carries, 89 yards, 2 touchdowns, but then had a hat trick because he had 3 catches, 31 yards for a touchdown as well.
I will go with Jameer Gibbs. A little breakout for him, huh? You know, had let me look up the numbers real quick. Only had 68 yards rushing, nothing crazy, but he scored a touchdown. And then receiving 10 catches, 58 yards. So he had a nice little breakout game there. I liked what he was doing over there in
Shout
the
out to rookie
absence.
Tyson Badgett, too. Division two
Yes,
Heisman got a win in his first start. Shout out to
I
him.
mean I was playing D2 football.
Mm-hmm.
And then listen, I think if you pick anybody for a defensive player of the week besides Miles Garrett, you're kind of lying to yourself or trying to be a pick me.
Yeah, if this happened, if he had this game the same week Khalil Mack had 6 sacks, who had the better week?
What did he have?
Given Miles
Block
Garrett's
field goal.
numbers, 9 tackles, two
Yeah.
sacks, jumped over, then the forced fumble in the end zone for a touchdown as well.
I think I
Also
go.
had a batted pass too. That was really crucial as well.
I don't know. I feel like I low key might still go with Mac.
I think I
6
would
sacks
too.
in the game, bro.
Put him top 3 in the league when he had none.
Like that is literally in. People go a season without getting 6 sacks.
Yeah, yeah. Crazy.
All right.
No, it didn't.
Our week 7 recap, Josh. I know that it was certainly not a good one after coming off a unbelievable week. This one was not so good.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy though because almost every betting underdog, won in the early slate. I mean, the Bears.
I saw that they were saying today that there were 7 games where 70% of the money was on one team, and all 7 of those games lost.
Yeah, it was quite the week for betting underdogs if you're a guy that just always does that. Because I mean, it's not a bad idea because Vegas always knows. So why not always take the underdog because the money's on the other side. But I went 6-6. Not the great week I was hoping for, but you went 5-7, so at least you didn't smoke.
I'm still up 4 games in our little segment. Obviously, there can be no movement in that scenario because we both have the 49ers. After having 6 teams on a bye last week, Josh, in week 7, there are 0 byes this week. The NFL is the dumbest thing I've ever seen sometimes. So we got a full slate to pick in. We kick it off Thursday night football. We got the Bucks at the Bills. We just talked about it. Bills are not the same team, but I still got to go with them. I don't know. Listen, it could be dumb blind faith, but I don't know. The Bucks obviously aren't very impressive as well. Baker's kind of fallen down a little bit, so I will go with the Bills here.
I'm just looking at the slate to see because this is a game I would take a risk on, but I see some other games I like, so I'm gonna go with Buffalo as well.
Miami Oh God, I can't stop yawning. Miami is going to destroy the Patriots. Tua was undefeated against Bill in his career.
Yeah, I mean, we saw, New England try to take away Tyreek and all the speed Miami had earlier in the season, and that didn't work. So I can't imagine whatever they have this time is going to
Nah,
work.
they did good against Miami. They didn't get smoked.
But they didn't win.
Well, no, but you know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they took it away. They took away the biggest threats and still couldn't win.
This is true. Mac is back. Gridiron. Don't even give me that.
Hey, game-winning drive against the
Don't care. Didn't
Bills.
ask. Don't care. He's
Touchdown.
not that guy, pal. He is not that guy, pal. Battle of New York, or technically New Jersey, fake ass teams. The Jets at the Giants, which is both of them being home. I'm going with the Jets.
Me too.
Jacksonville at Pittsburgh. Jacksonville, coming off that semi bye week because they played last Thursday. I'm going to go with the Jags here on a hot streak.
They are actually, like, if you go back to last season, like, they are playing some amazing football. Like, they've only lost, like, what? They're 5-2 right now, and they lost the AFC last year. So 2 of their last 3 losses have been against the Chiefs, which is nothing to be super ashamed about. I'll also go with Jacksonville.
The Falcons at the Titans. Titans are coming off a bye. I just don't think the Falcons are good. They just traded away Byard. Yeah, but Desmond Ritter's not good at football, if I'm being honest. Oh, man. Give me
I'm
the
taking
Titans.
the Falcons. I'm taking
All
the
right,
Falcons.
I'll take the Titans just because they're at home. The Texans at Josh's Panthers. Give me the Texans.
Austin Corbett is back.
Hey, you got to get your first win sometime, Josh.
You really don't, though. Like, it is an option to just not win.
This is a true statement. It's not what you want,
Um,
but it's true.
but if there is a game where it's like Panthers are going to win, is it this one? Yeah, come on, Panthers. Let's
Oh, yeah.
give me something. Just give me something. Thomas Brown is now calling plays. Frank Reich is out.
Okay. Vikings at the Packers. Jordan Love has turned into a pumpkin. 6 touchdowns, no interceptions his first few games. Now I believe it's like 2 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, or something of that nature. I will go with the Vikings. Josh, do you think Brian Burns is still gonna be a Panther at this time next week?
At this point, I think Brian Burns deserves better. So I selflessly wished him the best.
I just feel like you didn't trade him last year when he had 2 first-round picks available. I just don't think you're trading him in general.
I don't know. For a guy that's as rich as David Tepper and just constantly says he's not afraid to open up the checkbook, he's never once opened up the checkbook. He just gets rid of the guys and doesn't pay them. Still hasn't paid Brian Burns. I love Brian Burns. He's the heart and soul face of the franchise right now. But I would not be shocked if we move on from him before the deadline. But, I don't want him gone, but I do want him to succeed and get a ring someday. I think you're crazy still for looking at me kind of crazy for taking Denver over Green Bay last week.
Denver's been the second worst team in the NFL this season. It's really not.
And Green Bay might be the third worst.
No.
They are bad. Bad.
Patriots are worse than them. Bears are worse.
Still,
Raiders are probably worse. Raiders are terrible. I cannot. Bro, Josh McDaniels should never be allowed to coach football ever again.
I don't know. He's won a couple of big games this week.
Don't care. You want to talk about Brady made?
I'm just saying, you looking at me crazy for Denver versus Green Bay when it's literally which team is going to suck less this week was kind of crazy.
Make a good point.
Who'd you take?
Well, I took the Vikings.
I will also take the Vikings.
I will take the Cowboys over the visiting Rams.
Now we didn't do any put respect on the name, but I will personally put respect on Puka. You already have, but I was kind of a system merchant guy, but he made some plays this week.
Well, that's because you're a bad guy. You still don't think Cooper Kupp is anything. System.
I didn't say that. I just said I'd take like 5 receivers over him.
It's disrespectful.
Still would.
Simply unbelievable. It's okay. You don't have to always be right. Leave that to me. Saints at the Colts. Oh, this is such a ugly game, low key.
It'll probably wind up being the best game on.
Oh, absolutely. You know it will be, because the bad games are always good. The good games are always terrible. Bad news for you, Vikings just scored a touchdown. Jordan Addison.
It's not terrible news. That means the 49ers have to start scoring.
This is true.
I didn't take the spread. Took money on it.
That's true. I will go with the Colts, though.
Why?
Why not?
Because I was going to take them, and I'm still going to take them. You're stupid. Nope. I'm going to take the Saints.
All right. The Eagles and the Commies. Now, listen, this sounds like an easy game to pick, right? Until you realize the last, 4 times they've played, it's been incredibly close, and I think the Commanders have won one of them. And
you should take them. Those numbers are really – you should take them.
I'm still taking the Eagles. Don't get it twisted, but it's scarier than what it actually should be.
Take them.
Perhaps I'm good.
I'm not.
You're taking them?
No, I'm taking Philly.
Yeah, exactly. Browns and the Seahawks. Deshaun Watson is supposed to be starting in this game, which honestly makes me kind of want to take the Seahawks because he is kind of awful at football.
I'll just give you a heads up. I'm fading you on this game.
Are you?
Yeah, this is one of those games for me.
Man, oh man. I will go.
DK might be out for this one as well, though.
I think I'll go with the Browns. No, I'm going with Seahawks. I'm going Seahawks.
Final answer?
Final answer, Seahawks.
Love that.
Battle of the Birds here. The Ravens at the Cardinals. I will take the Ravens.
Me too. But this could be a sneaky game, hangover a bit maybe. It feels like it happens every week.
It does. The Chiefs at the Broncos. Give me the Chiefs.
Yep.
Bengals at the 49ers. Fun
Not
game
anymore.
Here.
Not anymore. Is that a fun game?
Why?
The Bengals are ass.
What do you mean?
They suck.
Not the last 2 weeks. They've been back.
They suck.
I feel like you're.
Who would they beat?
Let's see. They had that good game against the Cardinals. And who they play the week after that where they looked good again? I don't remember.
See, it's so non-memorable about bouncing back.
I think you just want me to pick the 49ers.
I didn't say that.
I think that was the whole point of that.
I'm taking the 49ers, so it's not a point.
Oh, well, I'm taking the 49ers. Although I'm a little more scared if Debo and Trent Williams don't play. So, but I'll take the 49ers. Bears at the Chargers. Give me the Chargers.
Yeah, I agree.
And then I'm definitely taking the brand new Lions in a bounce back game against the Raiders because the Raiders should not be allowed on a football field.
Yeah, I agree.
What do we disagree on?
I don't like it.
Why?
I have Atlanta. You have Tennessee. I like my chances in that one.
I'm up in the air now, and I'm not confident.
Yeah, that's a game. I took my Panthers because I love them.
I think I'm confident.
Play calling, just that's kind of a pick for hope.
I think I'm confident in that one.
And then I took the Saints. You took the Colts. I'm just hoping for a defense.
Listen, none of these picks that we've gone against each other, and I'm confident in, by the way.
Yeah, me neither. And then I have Cleveland. You have Seattle. So there's a chance I could tie it up if I sweep, but I can't remember if I have ever swept a week.
You just don't want me to go 3-1.
Yeah, I
The
just
worst
really
out-
don't. Like,
the worst
I'm
outcome
okay if
for
it's
you.
2-2. I'm
Yeah.
okay if it's 2-2 and there's no movement. I'm very
You
much
can't
okay.
you can't let me continue to.
I just need my goal
chip away.
is to give myself a shot at the end, like a realistic, not pick every opposite of you because I have to in the last 3 weeks, which happened last year. So I'm just hoping to be in it at the end. Just give me a shot, coach. Put me in.
2-time reigning champion.
That's it. 2 or 3.
Actually, I think it's. I don't know. I think it's
COVID
3.
kind of like I don't know. It's just like did
So
we
what?
start?
You had the 2020 season, 2021, 2022. So this has to be our 4th season.
Yeah, so 3. He's repeated.
I mean,
No one 4-peats, so I like my
I'm
odds.
the New York Yankees. I'm the Yankees.
No one 4-peats. It doesn't
98,
happen.
99, 2000. That's basically who I am.
If you fade me, actually, my records haven't even been that good. It's just
No,
you.
I mean,
just
honestly, we're both. Well. I mean, listen, 66 and 39, 62 and 43. Hey,
yeah.
Until this week, I was 30 games over 500. That's something. I should bet myself. I should just money line every game.
You really should. You could have a lot of money right there.
Like if I put 100 on the money line of every game, and I was 60 and 39,
you'd be up like $3,000.
Might have to just start doing it. Like, listen,
or you would have been before last week. Now you'd still be up. $2 bands.
Listen, Mom, I know it doesn't sound good, but I'm taking 1,600 out of the account this week.
That's always the toughest thing, talking to like people you're close. Like for me, because I gamble a lot, it's like, listen, when this hits and they just look at you crazy, it's like, but I'm telling you, when they hit,
keep living that dream there, bud.
No, it hits. Had a good weekend betting, actually, real good.
But that'll do it for this episode. You can find me right there, as you see at the bottom, Anthony Conover _ over there on X, Gen Z Sports as well. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Gridiron, always appreciate you being here and talking with us. Make sure you use code Gen Z to double your first deposit up $200 over there on Underdog Fantasy. And Josh, where can they find you?
Yeah, follow me on Twitter at Jolin _4. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, Generational Sports. And like Connie said, head on over to Underdog. Also, make sure you're following them on Twitter. They do a lot of posts on there where if you guess who has the most yards on a Sunday, they will add money to your balance. They give away a lot and give you a lot of opportunities to get some free cash over there, and you can get free cash right away with code Gen Z. So make sure you head on over there, do that, and tune in next Monday, 7 Eastern.
With all that being said, listen, everybody, we'll catch you on the next one, all right?